Hello everybody, hope you watched the previous videos as we are continuing now. Let's start. Here you see Black Pyramid, which is made from unbaked clay. Because of this pyramid, I am convinced that not all the pyramids are ancient, so this one looks differently to the other pyramids from the neighborhood. This is not a box. It's a sarcophagus for your cat. That's a joke, of course. But I think that it's pretty interesting idea. So for pharaohs who had a lot of money, they could have nice sarcophaguses. If somebody had less, then yeah, this small box with the holes, that was something they've received for less money. I thought about it when I was stuck because of selfie stick, which moved out from my backpack. Look how tight are corridors here. I will never forget all the corridors and how I needed to move through. If you think that you can just simply walk, you are wrong. I was extremely impressed by acoustic in pyramid. It looks like the pyramid have been done specially for some acoustic reasons. I am not sure, I can't say which ones, but it sounds like that. Pyramid is increasing sound level, and this is for sure. So it is also moving the increased sound to another one place. You could hear that in the corridors. So guys, if you would like to watch the original movie from Mihail channel, I will put the link, so please just click and you will find out what kind of acoustic he's talking about. In the evening, there was a plane to travel by train to the next one place, to Aswan. You've seen the videos already in the previous one video, and then to Luxor. Here you can see how loud was in the train. So it's nearly 100 decibels. We've been traveling by deluxe class. Really, I couldn't wait until we will be in Aswan. It was just impossible. I couldn't sleep. It looked like pretty comfortable. I mean, nothing bad was there, but the loud, oh Jesus, how loud was there. What was very interesting to me is that because there were many tourists in front of us have been traveling people from the army with the AKM guns. So it looked pretty scary. Look what we have here. And then the doors. You can go to the neighbor by this door. I was surprised when in the evening somebody was opening it. I thought, oh my God, there is somebody in some box, or somebody had forgotten to go out. We've been extremely tired. It was impossible to sleep. So in Aswan, we were exhausted. This is especially for people who believes that the obelisk was made for Soviet Union especially. They are naive, or I don't know, maybe paid by someone. The stone has the signs of all the civilizations. You can clearly see SQ, how it goes. For sure, it was done by some sticks, very long time, probably with water help, etc. Because of such signs, we can be sure that at least two different civilizations have been working with the stone. For one civilization, there was not a problem to cut such huge monument, but for another, it was very hard to cut smaller piece from it. Again, I have no idea why they did it. Hope you'll see old pictures. Some of such pictures were made before Soviet Union times. Here is the copy of the picture from 1904. Here, the official photo from the book of 1922. And this picture belongs to photograph who died in 1892 year. Officially, they dug it out in 1920, so please do not believe other histories. These are the facts. After Aswan, we went to Luxor, and I will show you now something. Because of very intensive time, we've named our trip Show Die or Die, again joke. It will be here. Look, stone blocks with the screeds. Screeds were made from the wood. During reconstruction, some of them have been found. But what are the small holes and bubbles which are clearly seen everywhere? I've raised such a question to our group, and everybody have been thinking what it can be, and one person have proposed waterproofing. Of course, a lot of other people were just laugh as they found funny. What are you talking about? What kind of waterproofing? Ha ha ha. How was it possible that anyone in Russia in cold climate before 19th century wouldn't knew about it, and in Egypt with warm climate this thing have been made? No one liked this version, but I have made a decision to remember it as an option and check in different places if I would find similar or same bubbles and holes. In this temple with name Komombo, probably isolation was needed, as due to official history, they had some crocodiles somewhere here. Because of wells, we should think that water level in Nile was different those times. Next day, we've been visiting next temple. If I am not mixing up, I believe it was in Dendera. I found that on the roof. Again, holes and bubbles. It looks like there was something on top of the roof. And it's very likely it was waterproofing traces. Again, if it's true and I'm correct now, it means there were heavy rains here. I'm going now straight, and look. How it looks like. Seems it was done for the water, And on top of the roof, there was probably something. So we see the traces after a waterproof installation. So it looks like water was falling down on the next roof one level less, where we see the same waterproof traces. Again, we see the same traces plus 8 water flows. And again, we see the same. If it was a waterproof installation, all the roof has it on top. There are seams of water flows. Water flows on the building look spectacular. Watch these lions. If there were no rains, why they would make that many water flows? Next wall and same water flows and waterproof traces on the floor. For sure, this temple has been built during times when rains were pretty common in Egypt. Maybe this temple is much older than the others. Maybe it has 8 or 10,000 years. However, before 17th century, you can find maps of completely different Africa than we know now. It was green without the deserts, and Nile was looking more massive. I was asking many people to comment these maps. However, no one seems want to do it. So for the moment, I won't comment. I will collect more information about this temple and then we will see. From the visual point of view, this temple looks like less advanced civilization building, but quality seems to be very good. I will show you Tutankhamun's tomb. A lot of people have been asking me many times already what I think about it, and from my point of view, it's clearly a fake. Also, it's nearly impossible to make video here. More than that, look how nice and bright colors are on the paintings. I have never seen such a color in any other places. Looks like not that old at all. Sarcophagus looks also differently. It's just a box with a cover. Not all the walls have paintings. Different corridors, not that deep. Another structure of shaft. I can't see blue faces here. Oh look, on Pharaoh it's gray or blue. So probably with this color they've marked dead people. It looks like fake. They've been looking so long for this tomb, looking and finally, they have just found it. Anywhere in Egypt we haven't seen such bright painting colors. Even billboards nowadays look much worse. Because of such comparison, we can clearly see there were different civilizations in Egypt. They've been trying to do the same as previous one was doing, but made it worse and worse. I can't comment this. Imagine stone dimension from which it has been built. Okay, this is made from many pieces, but this one color of the statue is different, hands are much darker, so it looks like reconstruction. This one looks perfectly. Jesus, what a piece of stone. It has been made from 2 pieces. One is base and another is a statue. And now I will show you something more. It's in the temple nearby and just laying on the floor. Look. This thing must have weighed at least 1,000 tons. This is a key. Officials saying it has the same age as the temple where it is exactly laying, but it lays next to the column. Look, it looks like a miracle. It fell down very close but not on the column. But when we come closer, we see his head has been prepared, so it was laying here before the temple had been built. It's exactly the same as in another temples. All the temples have been built nearby something older, made from granite. Here is a perfect example. They've made the wall later. Only one stone has hieroglyphs. From the other side, we see altar. There are some paintings still can be seen. So looks like greater entrance has been changed to Christian altar. It's facing north, not like other temples, but not all of them. Now we see it's facing northeast, main entrance, northeast, exit, southwest. Very similar orientation we have in Novgorod and Isaakivsky Temple and Petersburg in Russia. Those who have been rebuilding this temple in Egypt didn't take care too much. So they have left the main entrance as it was, but altar is located on southwest. Entrance here is huge, so maybe it wasn't that easy to change. Here are the granite columns made from the rose granite, probably from Aswan. I was showing you it already in the previous videos. These are the columns. It looks like it is standing on a base. What is inside, we don't know. Columns are made from one piece, not huge, but very similar to what we have in Kazan, in Russia. Here you see that columns, Here you see the next one columns, which are made from something like sandstone, and these has been built very close by. Looks like we are missing some piece of column here. Actually, we can't say what has been built as a first here. This part is made with a different technological level, that's for sure. Totally different stone, totally different dimensions, form. Look, sandstone, brick, and huge granite monuments. On the photo, you see the columns from Isaakivsky temples from St. Petersburg. I had an opinion that these trays have been made not by the heavy temple push on the columns, but the trace after someone's trial to move columns away. Here you can see exactly the same. It's clearly seen. They've been trying to move the columns away by hammering rods. It looks totally the same. And now we will come back to the subject of religion change. I was totally surprised about the moons I've seen here. Quality of the photos is not the best as I was catching it up through the bus window, but the most important is that all of them looks the same to what we can see on Alexander Nevsky Raka. Due to official history, this fragment shows Pskov, Russian city rescue. So finally, I can say with the confidence, I am totally lost with the history here. Hope you have enjoyed the translation and the movie itself, and see you again in the next one.